Okay, so today we're going to be building out a pipeline using EC2 Image Builder to automate the AMI creation process. But before we can jump into EC2 Image Builder, we need to get started with IAM. So we're going to go into IAM. You can either click on Recently Visited or go up top. We're going to go into Roles, and now we're going to go to Create Role. So we need to create this role for EC2 Image Builder so that way that it can do all of the things that it needs to do in the building and testing process. So we're going to select EC2, go to Next. Now we need to go ahead and find the right policies. So let's take a look here. We have EC2 instance, to instance profile. So we have EC2 instance profile for Image Builder. And then this one right here is if we were going to be using Docker containers, we'll go ahead and just check this so that way that we can have both of them, even though we're not really going to be using this top one. And then the last one we need is called Amazon SSM. And then this is actually going to be managed. Okay, and then we go ahead and just hit enter. And you can see it applied both filters. So take off the EC2 instance profile filter. Okay. And then now we need the managed instance core. Great. So now we can see that we have 3 selected policies and then go next. Okay. So now we need to give the role a name. So we're going to just call this EC2 Image Builder. Then we scroll down here, we validate that we have the 3 that we want, Amazon SSM managed instance core, and then these 2 EC2 instance profile for Image Builder, those 2 ones. So looks good. We'll go to create role. Perfect. So now we have that role there. Now that the role is there, let's go ahead and we're going to go to the top and search for EC2 Image Builder. Perfect. Here we go. So we go to EC2 Image Builder, and we're going to go ahead and create our image pipeline at this point. So we go to Create Image Pipeline. We're going to call this My Pipeline. So there's a few different options we have in terms of building the schedule. We could just do a schedule builder, so we can decide to run it at whatever frequency we want, at whatever day. We can just have it run based on the schedule. We can also run the pipeline at a scheduled time if there are dependency updates. So I'll show you a little bit where you can put the versioning in, but if there are some dependency updates, we can go ahead and make sure that that gets updated and it will run just if there's dependency updates. Another option is to run via cron expression. This is used to establish a schedule, basically, to run the update. And then we also have manual. So for this class, we're just going to do manual because that will be the easiest way for us to create and run. So we'll go ahead and go to next. So now we need to choose a recipe. We don't have any existing recipes, so we're going to go to create new recipe. We can see that we can choose either AMI or Docker image. We're going to stay with AMI. We name our recipe. And then we need to make sure we version it. So the format is major, minor, and patch. So I just list 1.0.0. For the base image, we're going to stick with Amazon Linux. And then for the image name, we're going to select the one that says Amazon Linux 2023 x86. We have to make sure that we choose x86 or else it won't work. Okay, and then now we just scroll down here. And then we look for components. So as you can imagine, there are a lot of different component options that we have, and this list is going to change from time to time. So we are going to go to the top of the list, and if we wanted to create our own build component, we can go through this menu, but we're just going to select one of Amazon's build components. So we're just going to go and type in Go, and we're going to install Go for Linux. So you can see here we have the selected component. If we wanted to, we can reorder them. If we had multiple components, we can install them in a specific order. And then Similarly to with the build components, we have our test components, so we can create a custom test component here, or if we scroll down here, we can just select reboot test Linux. It's just a test that will reboot. So then we scroll down and we can, again, reorder the test. If we had multiple test components, we just have that one. We want to make sure that our storage is staying consistent with the free tier, so we want to have it just listed as 8. We don't need to choose anything for tags, and then we go to next. And then we just hit next again. Okay, this is very important if we want to remain in the free tier, so please pay careful attention here to make sure that you don't just click through next on this, because you will get charged. So instead of using the service defaults, the service default is not what we want, because that will take us outside of the free tier. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to create new infrastructure configuration, and then we'll just call it my infra config. We need to make sure that we have the IAM role. So now we're going to select the IAM role that we just created. This is the EC2 Image Builder role. Okay. We scroll down and we want to make sure that infrastructure, this is the important part. We go to instance type, look at all these options we have. So be very careful. We want to do T2 micro. Okay. We're not going to do anything with an SNS topic. And we don't need to do anything with any of these other options here or any of the tags. We don't need to change anything with that. So again, very careful. Make sure that we have T2 micro as the instance type, as the only instance type. Okay, very important. Next. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and. So this is important to take a look at. We want to make sure what regions these are going to get deployed to. So keep in mind, it's only going to get deployed to whatever we want. So we can set, new distribution settings if we wanted to deploy to multiple regions or something like that. We can see what that looks like. We can go ahead and then just name the distribution. So we call my distribution. And then region ones, you can see we can go ahead and add different regions and things like that. So we can just go into there and change that. So we're not going to do anything with that. I just wanted to show you how it looks like if we did want to add like a region, AP South, or we can select different regions, and then there's different options for keys and stuff. We don't need to get into all that. I just wanted everyone to see that you can select multiple regions. The reason why we don't want to do that in this class, we don't want to accidentally create resources in another region that we may not be aware of. And then we could end up going over the free tier in that case if we leave something running in another region and we're not really watching that. So let's go ahead and go back to create distribution settings using service default. We can see that for me, US West 2 is the only thing that's selected, and that is because that is the region that I am using up here is US West 2. You will see something different if you do not have this set as your default, and that's fine. You can just pick whatever is closest to you. Go ahead and next. Okay, now we just need to review everything, make sure everything looks okay. We go down here. We want to make sure that our base image is set to Amazon Linux 2023. We want to make sure that we have our build component and our test component. Everything looks good. Then we have the Go Linux, and then we have the reboot test. We want to make sure that our storage volume is set to 8 as far as the size to make sure that we're adhering to the free tier. We're going to stay good on that. And most important, we need to make sure that on our infrastructure configuration, we have the instance type. The only instance that should be listed there is T2 micro. So we definitely want to make sure that we have that. And then we also have our role enabled. This should be the one that we created for the image builder. We go through the distribution details. We only want really one region on there. We don't need anything else listed, and then that should be it. So we go to create pipeline. Okay, now that our pipeline is created, we now go into our pipeline, take a quick look at it, see how it looks, and we're going to go ahead and go into here and going to go to run pipeline. Great. So now it says image pipeline executed correctly. And once we refresh this page, then we should get, it should start building an output image. So we look at this and then it is status is building. So we can always refresh this to see how this goes, but this takes quite a while. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this and then we'll go ahead and check on it in just a little bit. So in this case for me, it took about 20 or so minutes for it to go from building to testing. So now that it's in testing, we can actually go into the EC2 console and we can go to instances and look at it. Now we can see that it built out the build recipe and it automatically terminated. And then it also built out this test recipe. So this was the test instance for my recipe. And now you can see that it just now terminated. Great. So now that we know that it is building, and then we go into here and look at, we can see that the AMI is there. And now let's go back to EC2 Image Builder and see what it says. So we go through. So if we give it just another few minutes and then we continue to refresh it here, it should go from testing to available. That's great. So now that means that we can go ahead and deploy an EC2 instance using the AMI that was created in the pipeline. Perfect. Okay, so to do that, we're going to go into EC2. We're going to locate the AMI that was created. And then we're going to, just like we did with the AMI lesson, we'll go ahead and launch an instance from the AMI. Okay, we scroll down here. It's using this AMI that we selected, right? That looks good. We want to make sure that it's T2 Micro, free tier eligible. Great. We'll go ahead and select the key pair there. And then we want to go ahead and select our existing group, my group, and that should be it. So go to launch. All right, so now that our instance should be launched, we're going to go ahead and just click on that there. We go into the instance and we give it for just a second for it to go from pending to available, and then we'll go ahead and connect to it. So let's go ahead and just wait just a second and refresh, and it should go into available in just a sec. Okay, so now that it looks like it is running, let's go ahead and try to connect to it. So we'll go ahead and connect. I'm just going to use instance connect, and we'll do EC2-user for the user. And we'll let it go ahead and connect via EC2 instance connect. It's a little quicker and easier to do it like that. So then we just go version. And there we go. So now we can see that it successfully has Go on there. And so this was part of the AMI that we created using EC2 Image Builder. So looks like everything is working correctly. Great. So now we need to go ahead and clean up. So let's go ahead and start doing that. We're going to go ahead and close this. We want to go ahead and go to our instance. Make sure that we terminate the instance, terminate this, and then we're going to go to our AMIs. We want to click on that, make sure that we deregister the AMI, deregister, and then we go to our volumes. The volume is going to be associated with this EC2 instance, so if you refresh, that should just go away in just a second as that goes through the termination process. But if we go through snapshot, we need to manually delete the snapshot that's associated with the AMI. So we go to actions and then we go to delete snapshot, and that is that. And then we should go up here and we should see that the volume is gone, and then we don't want to have any running instances. So we go through here and we don't have anything that's running. Perfect. Okay, so that should be all the cleanup that we needed to do. This wraps up the EC2 Image Builder demonstration. Now let's move on to the EC2 Instance Management section review.